Again, I showed my video to several people on some message boards, car stereo installer professionals, and things like that. And there were some safety concerns that were brought up, understandably. So, kind of wanted to see if I could put those to bed for you tonight. So, first of all, I'm going to sit in the car, but I'm going to arm it. So let's do that. Arm. So the car is now armed and locked and not on. And if someone were hiding out in the car or something and thought that maybe I had the factory key fob stowed in the car somewhere, allowing this to do full takeover mode, then simply pressing the brake pedal would enable the power button. But if you look closely, you'll see that it's actually flashing. And I don't get the normal dash message that says press button to start car. And if you press the flashing power button, it just flashes faster. It doesn't work. So even if there is a factory key fob in the car, it's not going to work with a system armed. Okay, so that's concern number one. So let me take you to the next thing we're going to do. We're going to disarm it. Okay, so let's say I just did that from outside. I open the door, I get in the car, I close the door. The green lights you're seeing down there are actually my device in disarmed mode. And look, it says press brake and power button to start. So this would be a manual start. So I'm pressing the brake, then the little key shows up. See that? Okay. And this isn't flashing anymore. So if I press it, I get a nice normal manual start, like I should. Everything's cool. And, as I should be able to, put it in reverse or put it in drive, and, the car just works. Okay. So I get done with my trip and turn it off like I normally would. Okay. So let's take one more scenario. Let's arm the car. Okay, it is armed. Let's remote start the car. Again, all this is happening with me only carrying the CompuStar key fob. I do not need to carry a factory key fob. Okay, so the car has started. We are still armed and locked, though. And let's say, for example, the window was left open. Anyone can do that. It's an honest mistake, right? So if the window were left open, then someone could maybe climb in through the window and not set the alarm off and go, oh, geez, okay, so I'm sitting in this car. All I have to do is put it in gear and drive, right? So let's pop it in reverse, and just like before, you got to press the brake first, of course. But hell, we're in here, car's running. It obviously got the signal it needed to start in full takeover mode. So pressing the brake now is no big deal. Press the brake, put it in gear, steal the car, right? Let's do that. Press the brake. Oh, instant shutdown of the car. Okay. So the alarm didn't go off. I didn't do anything that would violate an alarm shutdown, but I did. The car did shut down when I tried to put it in gear, assuming I climbed through a window and didn't set the alarm off. So that was one of their other concerns. So that put that one to bed. All right, let's remote start it again. Okay, just get to see the fireworks this time a little bit. Again, all of that is just stuff happening on my prototype board. LEDs help me figure out what's going on, but that red light is indicating that we're still armed. Okay, so just for good measure, let's disarm it. Okay, and that red light turned to a green light. Some more green lights came on. Press the brake, and now I'm in full takeover mode and can drive the car. It works as advertised, so that part worked. All right, let's shut it down. Let's do another safety demo that people were worried about. Okay, so we're going to arm the car. Car is now armed. We're going to remote start the car. Remote start. Sorry, it's a little blurry. Camera's having a little trouble focusing in this dark conditions. Okay, so you know the lights are happening again, and we are fired up. The car is running in ready mode. So see if I can zoom in on that a little bit for you. Yeah, there's ready, and you know the car's ready to go. Car stereo's on. If I had the heat on or the air on, that would be up to. The car is still armed though, so they were worried about somebody maybe throwing a brick through the window, setting the alarm off, and then being able to drive off with a remote started car. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for you. I'm going to set the alarm off by opening the door while the car is armed. So let's do that. Okay. Oh, as soon as that happened, the car turned off. And of course the alarm's going off, as you can hear. So what happens if you try to start it in alarm mode? Well, you can't. See that blinking light there? That blinking power, basically disabled. So we're good to go there. So let's silence the alarm here. Okay. And then we're going to disarm the car. Okay. Now, one of the other features I didn't talk about in my other video was this feature, that if the alarm ever gets set off, like we just did, now this car is actually super immobilized. So even though the CompuStar is disarmed, you can see that red light is still active. Now, if that red light is active, you know, I'll prove it's disarmed. I can open the door, not set the car alarm off. You know, so we're disarmed, but I cannot start the car anymore. Even with the factory key fob, I cannot start the car in this mode. It's in what I call super lockdown mode. So, you know, with it, even with it disarmed like it is, I'll just disarm it again to show you. Disarm, unlock. I can't start it. It won't go. The only way to make this go away, the only way to disengage this, is you need the CompuStar alarm, and you have to hit the unlock button, and then you have to hit a secret button that can be put in by the installer anywhere in the car. And that secret button is just a push button, okay? So I'm just going to press it. Okay, I got to make sure it's disarmed. I'm going to press that button. Okay. And when it turns green again, now we're back to where we were. So that super lockdown mode is disengaged now. So not only does the car turn itself off if you press the brake when it's disarmed, it turns itself off when the alarm gets set off, okay? And if that happens, the car is in super lockdown mode and nobody can drive off with it, not even you, with the factory key. The only way that car is going to be drivable again is if you have the CompuStar remote, disarm the car, and hit that secret button. And you're probably thinking to yourself, well, what happens if you hit that button without the CompuStar alarm, or without the CompuStar key fob? Well, if you set the alarm off and you never disabled if you never silenced the siren will probably silence itself after a minute or two, but it'll still be in armed mode. And if you hit that little secret button, if say you find it and press it, it'll just set the alarm off again. The only way it unlocks the system is on a full disarm. So you have to disarm it with the CompuStar fob, then hit the button, okay? And once you've done that, you're good to go. So we're good now. So we're back to square one. We're disarmed. We could do a manual start and all that. Let's do this. Let's do a remote start. Okay. Remote starting it. And I never armed it, so it stayed green, okay? Doesn't matter if it's green or red. On remote start, it'll always remote start. even in super lockdown mode, which is kind of fun, because you can remote start the car, but you can't drive the car. You hit the brake pedal at all, and it'll shut off and set off the alarm again, which is pretty fun. So anyway, so now we're good to go. If that light is green, we're disarmed. All I have to do is put the car in gear by pressing the brake and go, and we're good to go on that. But let me show you something. Since I haven't hit the brake pedal yet, I can lock the car up. Okay, so now the door's just locked. Car is still running in ready mode. The system is armed, and at this point the car is not really drivable. It looks like it is, but you know, like I said, we've already proven it. If somebody broke in the window and set the alarm off, it shuts the car down. Not only does it shut the car down, it shuts it down pretty damn hard, involving special procedures to get the car even drivable again. If someone was hiding in the car, you know, waiting for me to remote start it, thinking, oh shit, you know, I can just go ahead and get up there and drive the car now, I already showed you they can't do that, because if you press the brake pedal to put it in gear while it's armed, like it is right now, the car will shut off. That's very important. So I want you to see that again. So we're going to do that again. There's my knee, and you can't really see my foot very well down there, but it's down there, so putting it on the brake, and boom, the car has shut down. I had no chance to put it in gear. And press and release the brake, whatever, I can't start the car. And you're probably wondering, okay, if there is a stowed factory key in the car, because these guys were wondering that, then, you know, what prevents the car thief from tearing the car up and finding it? As you probably know, the factory key fobs, I think I have one in here actually. Let me see. Yeah. Factory key fobs have a batteryless mode, okay? Now, yeah, you just saw me pull this out of my glove box, but trust me, this does not have to be in the car. This thing has no battery in it, so it had nothing, you know, this thing was not being read. I'll prove that by pushing buttons. You don't see the little red blinky light. It's basically a corpse, okay? But you may or may not know, if you hold this up to the power button and press the brake, the car should kind of start itself. You don't even have to hit the button in a Prius Prime. It just kind of starts in accessory mode and tells you to hit the button manually to go into the next mode. I'm hitting the button now with this thing right next to it. So yeah, even if you find a factory key, even if you find a factory key in the car, maybe even the one that has to do with my device, and rip it off the device and pull it up here and try to use it in batteryless mode or battery mode, does not matter. It's disabled. So really, if you guys think of anything I've missed in terms of security here, I really need to know. Because I'm in that mode now where the patent is pending, and I only have a year to make updates and changes to this before it's cemented in stone as to what I'm actually patenting. So if I've missed something, for goodness sakes, please let me know that I have missed something. Thanks for your time. I hope this clears up some of the mystery of the security of the device. I believe I have thought of everything, guys. All right? Good night.